Let me take you back in time to the year 1957. Tensions amongst the democratic U.S. and Soviet Russia is high. On October 4th, 1957, the Soviets launched the Sputnik 1, beating the U.S. to what would be known as the space race. As the result of this loss, the president at the time, Dwight D. Eisenhower, creates the ARPA, or Advanced Research Projects Agency. During this time, computer scientists were envisioning an intergalactic computer network.
There was a man hired, a fellow Van Licklider, and it was his dream to tie the world together. The machines, as you said, used to be very big. You never touched one, and you talked to a programmer. Licklider's idea was radically different. He wanted close interaction between the individual researcher and the computer.
The underlying concept of that network would have to embody the efficient utilization of communication resources, as well as to provide a system which was both reliable, error-free, and provide the high bandwidth needed for interactive use of those resources. This means that users sitting at a terminal would be able to hit a key and see a response virtually instantly, almost as if that computer, wherever it were, looked like it was in the same room. Have a reliable network of this sort, each of the individual computers must be sufficiently reliable to maintain the kind of communications that's needed. But unfortunately, most computer installations are just not reliable enough, and this leads to the notion of a small mini processor to take on the functions of the computers and to allow a single design to then be propagated among all the installations, so that we would put a little mini processor at each computer, like that, and then interconnect these little mini processors, or IMPs, with the wideband circuits, and interconnect the computers to the IMPs.
The summer of 1968, DARPA actually put out a request for quotations, RFQ, asking for proposals to build a 4-node packet switched net.
The ARPANET was developed by a virtual organization and graduate students who are the real heroes of the ARPANET.
At the beginning of 1969, they started to build this network, and the first node was going to be at UCLA in September 1969. The youngest guy in our group, Charlie Klein, was given the task of sitting down and typing the characters, and he tried to type login, L-O-G-I-N, as the initiation, and after 2 or 3 characters, the connection died and all the software broke, and we had to go back to the drawing boards for a short while. That was the Watson moment of something historic. It was absolutely clear that it was going to work.
Steve Lukasik called me to start. We connected. It failed. It disconnected right away, but said, well, that's what it's like to be first on the block.
This is really working. Now, not that this is good if it worked. This is really working. People very often ask, did you visualize all this? Did you plan it? No.
No one had any idea how pervasive it would be.